welcome by For the Passion, Not the Fashion. We are here in Diest, Belgium with John from Raven, bass vocalist.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, John, how is to be on the road again?
It's always great to be on the road. We did a tour back in March in the UK, which was awesome. Doing what we're doing tonight, which is playing the All for One album in its entirety from start to finish. So we did it. So far this year, what did we do? We went to California. We were inducted into the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame, and then we did a cruise with Chris Jericho, the wrestler. So we played on that, which was a lot of fun. Did the UK tour, doing these 5 shows here, which is 1 show in Belgium, 3 shows in the Netherlands, and a festival tomorrow in Germany, the No Playback Festival. And other festivals are coming up, and we're trying to put dates around them. So, watch your site, and we'll give you the info. It's all coming up.
Cool. You like it here so far in Belgium?
We always like it in Belgium.
Netherlands, of course, yesterday.
And the Netherlands.
Okay.
Funny thing is, we've never played Luxembourg, but
No, but that's so small. That's so small. There's one club, I think.
Maybe one day.
One day.
Put that on.
I know a promoter in Luxembourg.
Why not?
Okay. Hey, and are you playing any concerts and festivals this upcoming summer?
We have. It looks as if there's going to be one in Italy. There's a one in Belgium, Rock Petrol.
Yeah.
Which I believe is on the near Ghent.
Yeah.
It's going to be. That's the end of July. There is one floating around somewhere in September, and that odds and ends. A lot of the big ones are already. They're still getting rid of the backlog from the pandemic. So we were told very early on, like, no. Next year, different story. Next
year, new album.
Well, no, this year. New album.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, okay. But
June 30th this year, coming out. We had one video single out, the Go for the Gold. Yeah. We have a new one coming out in 2 weeks. Yeah. So, exclusive. Say that. No one knows that. That's coming out. And I think we've got another one that will come out to coincide with the album release. So,
because your last album dates back to 2020?
Yeah, 2020, and we really got fed up with this whole 5 years between albums things.
Yeah.
Due to circumstances out of our control. So we tried real hard to, we wanted to get something together and get it out. So 2.5 years isn't too bad. We're getting there.
Because I have a very Raven. You always sounds like Raven. Even if you go commercial with the Atlantic years, you're going. You have periods, the new wave of British heavy metal era, but you always sound like Raven. But always you do always something new. It's always something new.
That's the idea. I mean, you can tell it's the band from Mark's playing. I singing now you can there's a whole new dimension with Mike playing drums on this stuff, which you'll hear when you hear the new album. But I mean, it's very much the fact that we like to keep our identity, but we don't like to stand still. We like to try new things, and we like to stretch the boundaries, push the envelope, and because we're not a old fogies legacy band that's gone let's just go out and play everything we did 40 years ago. No, we love that, and we will play those songs.
Right.
But we, we're a current band. We put out new music and have done constantly, and will continue to do so.
And you had a very big commercial success in the 80s. How do you look back on it in the between 84 and 87?
Well,
because I recently think about it because I saw the movie Hot Moves.
Oh dear. Yeah.
How do you look back on that time? Because some people like it and some really hate it.
Well, it's to me the only one I can see people like hating is the Pack Is Back album, because it was the Raven sound is a mixture of order and chaos and melody and noise, and it has to be it's like a stool, a 3-legged stool. It's got to be balanced.
Yeah,
So, sometimes you go too heavy side and sometimes you go too commercial, but when it's balanced, it's something different, it's special. And that album in particular is very commercial. It still has some good songs on
I
it.
love it. I love it.
So,
And he loves it because he loves
you know,
also that.
we did, we did it, and we learned a lot from doing it. We learned a lot of things, that we would never do again. I mean, one of the things was spending, like about 2 months recording. That drove us insane. That's not us. And the funny thing is, it's not Eddie Kramer. Eddie Kramer was the type of guy that would capture a band live in the studio.
Hmm.
We were a live band, and between us all said, "Oh, let's do like this high-tech heavy metal commercial album." And so it's the bastard son of Turbo because it came out at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
Very,
But John
very strange.
Zazula believed John Zazula, the manager from Anthrax and so,
Hmm.
he was the one who believed in the big success for Raven, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did, but the problem was is Atlantic didn't know what we were, and I think they envisioned us as going to be like, Kiss meets Bon Jovi or something stupid like that,
Yeah.
where it was right in their face, like, why didn't you just promote what we were? And we were young and naive, and we made some mistakes, and we learned from them, and over the years we've just worked hard and just build our brand, build our sounds, and just continue to, you know, try to get better at what we do every time around. And it's great now because the last 10 years or something, we've gained that respect. And there's a lot of people who are like, you guys were our main influence, so we know you helped these guys. And, people like Anthrax and Metallica and whatever will acknowledge this, which is really nice. And so it's a good feeling to have.
And you had a very hard period when, and now Mark had a very hard period when you had an accident,
Mm,
and Raven was on hold between 2001 and 2004.
yeah.
And when you came back, for me, I'm from the 70s and I grew up in the 80s, and I saw a big revival coming up around 2000, the mid 2000s.
Mm.
How do you experience that when you came back? That heavy metal was
Well,
quite big booming,
I mean,
right?
it's put it this way: if he was going to have 4 years off, they were the good 4 years to be off. Things had started to turn around
Mm.
'97.
Yeah, with Hammerfall and
We
so. Yeah,
toured, and yeah, it was Hammerfall fun, playing German style European metal,
yeah,
which the press would have hated if it had been a German band, but it was, you know, whatever they are, Swedish, Norwegian, what have you, Scandinavian, and they loved it. And that's when things started to roll back to a more traditional sound as opposed to grunge or new metal or
yeah,
whatever. So by the time Mark was strapping on leg braces in 2005, and we played Keep It True, and we
great
played
festival.
Bloodstock, and then we decided to record. We did the Walk Through Fire album, and then when that came out, like 2010 is when we really started playing festivals. For the first time, we played a lot of festivals, and that album was very much planting the flag, going, boom, this is a statement. We're here. This is a good record, and we're going to keep going. And we've done that. Extermination was a better record. Metal City, better
Yeah,
again.
I like it.
And
Yeah.
the new album, All Hell's Breaking Loose, is crazy. So
But come on, a little bit.
I'm in there. All hell's breaking loose. It's crazy.
Hey, and I want to ask you a little, two more old questions from about the very past. Can you tell me a little bit how Raven started and by who and which year? Because for people who don't know you, who watch it, and can you tell me a little bit of background of the band?
Well, we were young kids and we'd watch Top of the Pops in the UK, the music show, and they'd
Yeah,
have Slade, Sweet, Status Quo, and we'd jump around with our tennis rackets.
I did
And
too.
we went to see our first show was Slade with the sensational Alex Harvey band opening. And both of them blew our tiny little minds. And it was just like, I want to do that. I want to do that. So in 1974, Mark and the guy from down the street, Paul Bowden, came up and said, "We're going to form a band and you can play bass." I'm like, "Okay, great. Let's go.
I do.
Let's go." And then we decided, okay, we need instruments. We need to learn how to play.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have anything. And we got it together, and our first show was at the end of '75 at our school, and we went through a million drummers, and he made faces, and you know we played all the working men's clubs in the northeast of England, which is a tough audience to play to. So that was our apprenticeship. We learned how to entertain, to be showmen, and to put our music across. And eventually, it was actually the manager of the Tigers of Pantan came to see us and said, "We've just put a single out on Neat Records. How would you like to do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that." And everything changed from then on out. Yeah.
Wow. Have
Of
you
course,
watched?
and at that point, we before that we were a four piece. We just changed to a three piece with me, Mark, and Rob Hunter.
You recently released a DVD or Blu-ray with all the history of the band, and
Yeah,
yeah,
back that's about 10 years ago now. Rock until you drop. Yeah.
yeah, it's cool DVD, and that's why you told also that you were going to the Slate first show was Slate. Did you have good support from your parents with playing
Yes,
music and yeah?
yes. I think they were happy that we had a passion, and
Okay,
because most kids' passions back then involved stealing or smashing stuff up, so they
okay,
were happy we were being creative.
nice. Hey, and about your new drummer, Mike Heller.
Mm.
How do you find him? He's from Fear
Uh,
Factory.
we
Fear Factory.
when Joe had his heart attack and had to leave the band, we had all these dates booked, and we a guy we know helped us out and got some fill-in guys, and the second guy was Mike, and we were blown away
Yeah,
because first show we talked for half an hour, that's it, and then we went and played, and he was like perfect. What? And he couldn't do the European stuff, so we had somebody else for that. But we said, let's talk when we come back,
yeah,
and just said, you want in? Because we clicked, musically, we were
nice.
throwing each other ideas, and he was kicking them back, and it was like an ESP thing going on, and that kind of chemistry is pretty rare. So we knew we were onto something good, and that year, 2017, from May to December, we played 150 gigs.
Okay,
It
so,
was just
yeah.
hard right through. Yeah.
And last but not least, please tell me a little bit of your personal highlights of your career. Can you share them with
Oh
us?
dear.
A few, just a few big highlights you
Big
have.
highlights. I mean, holding your first 7-inch record. That
Yeah,
that used to be a big deal.
yeah, we need to
Now
make
nobody
it.
cares. But yeah, and having an album, playing the big halls in our hometown, the Mayfair Ballroom or the City Hall. Going to America the first time. Coming to the Netherlands and playing Europe for the first time. Big deal for us. Absolutely. Like I say, and Japan, Brazil, places like that, places you see on TV, and getting to play your music and have people appreciate it. And we're very lucky. We know we're very very lucky, and we we just love what we do, and to be able to do it, we are blessed. We really are. So we never let lose sight of that, which is why we're very passionate about it.
For passion, not fashion.
Oh yeah.
And because you also tell in the documentary, you already your personal uh, you this, when you came over the bridge from the Newcastle Bridge, and when you moved over it, I said, "Now it's gonna start." You said in the documentary. Hey, you remember that you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that?
it's true. Uh, I mean, it was a big deal playing London for the first time,
Yeah,
because, and then, I mean, that was the first single. The first single, what we played London, we got a call from Ozzy Osbourne's people. We played 4 shows with Ozzy. We got a call like, tomorrow, do you want to play with Whitesnake? Gary Moore's dropped out. Yes.
I can
You want to
imagine.
play with Motorhead? Yes. So, yeah.
And that
And
bands
although,
like Metallica look that they say Raven is one of my favorite bands.
which
Like,
is really cool. I
yeah,
mean, we took them out on tour. We took Anthrax out on tour.
yeah.
Two great bands that, trailblazed their own thing. Absolutely. So,
And can you share some what? some final words, what people can expect from Raven in the near future.
Well, like I say, we've got a couple of new videos that are going to be coming out. The new album, All Hell's Breaking Loose, is coming out June 30th. It's we're very happy with it. The reviewers, because I've been doing interviews, are blown away. They're like, I think this is your best album. Says, and I'm including the early three, which everyone loves.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, works for me. You know, at this point in our career, if somebody likes it, it's great, and if they hate it, it's great. I don't care. We're happy. And if everyone
bad review is a review too.
I don't care. You know, it's just like you got to balance it, because if someone goes, "It's the greatest thing ever," it's like, well, is it really? We could do better.
Yeah.
You can always do a little better, and we always try. But we're happy with the record. It came out great, and we're real happy that they seem to like it. The reaction to Go for the Gold has been excellent. So more gigs, more music, and keeping at it hard. And it's good to be back in Europe, and we'll be trying to play as much as possible here. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the interview.
And thanks to everyone out there. Without your support, I would be just eating tea instead of drinking tea. So thank you.